the guy is good. I like Devin. I like Bill. They know us. We know them. The A side will probably be Haney, of course. There's no question about that.
Breaking news, Ryan Garcia's father came out stating that Devin Haney is the A side. Additionally, Ryan came out co-signing what his father Henry said by telling Devin Haney that the ball is in his court, and he told Devin Haney to be fair. He said he wants a fair deal, which almost came off like he wanted Devin Haney to look out for him a little bit, because we all know Devin Haney is fair with everyone he fights. Now, the fact that Ryan and his team are acknowledging that Devin Haney is the A side, this pretty much lets me know that Ryan Garcia is for real. He's not for play. There's no doubt about it. Ryan is sincere about wanting to fight Devin Haney, since originally Ryan said that he needed 2 to 3 fights before he's ready to fight Devin Haney at 140. However, all of a sudden, Ryan had a change of heart after Devin beat Regis. Ryan said if he can't get Rolly in March, he's willing to fight Devin Haney. And obviously, Rolly gave Ryan the runaround, claiming he's injured, retired, and he has a mandatory. Due to that, Ryan put up a poll asking his fans who they prefer him to fight next, Rolly or Devin Haney, and his fans picked Devin Haney, which is why Ryan instructed his team to start negotiating with Devin Haney. You see, when two fighters win a fight, they're gonna find a way to make the fight happen. They're not gonna make it a mystery to get in contact with them, such as call Al. When a fighter wants to fight, he's gonna instruct his team to start negotiating with whoever he wants to fight. This is another proof that it's all up to the fighter, not the manager, not the promoter, so on and so forth. Therefore, respect goes to Ryan for pursuing the Devin Haney fight, who is the A side, and still some way, somehow, he's still the boogeyman to this day. Devin even have the new boogeyman at 140 terrified of him, Matias. Do you guys know Matias' team haven't got back to Team Devin Haney yet? That's how terrified they are of Devin Haney. More importantly, you have to respect the fact that Ryan Garcia is acknowledging that Devin Haney is the A side. This is how you know for real he wants to fight. Usually when a fighter want to pretend like he want to fight but he doesn't want to fight, they start overpricing themselves, like Shakur Stevenson did with Devin Haney. However, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, he's being a G about it, he's being real about it, telling it how it is, which is Devin Haney is the A side. I mean, how can he not be when Devin Haney is the champion? He's undefeated. More importantly, people lie, men lie, women lie. However, numbers don't lie. And we all know Devin Haney has been putting up better numbers than Ryan Garcia and everyone else not named Tank. I mean, for the longest, they tried to discredit Devin Haney, acting like he wasn't a big star, when he was one of the biggest stars from day one. Just look at the stats. Devin Haney last 4 fights, he nearly sold almost 100,000 tickets. Name me 5 fighters in boxing today that's doing that. I'll wait. You're not gonna find too many fighters that's doing that. That's why Devin Haney is already top 3 in the game. For the longest, people tried to discredit Devin Haney, claiming, oh, it's because of this, oh, it's because of that. When every single time the common denominator was always Devin Haney, no one else. Just like we saw Devin Haney last fight, he sold out an entire arena. I was at the fight. I couldn't find an empty seat. Even then, they tried to discredit Devin Haney like he didn't just do that. Back to back, fighting on pay-per-view, and he's only 25 years old. The hate won't stop and it can't stop. I mean, I could go all day. From Devin Haney tickets were cheap, that's why he sold out, even though ironically, Shakur tickets were even cheaper, and he barely sold more than 4,000 tickets, even though he had a good undercard. You also have Ryan Garcia. His tickets was also cheaper than Devin Haney, and he still sold less than Devin Haney. So if the trick is to have cheap tickets, how come Shakur, Ryan, etc., are not selling out like Devin Haney? This is a rhetorical question. We all know what time it is. This is why Ryan and his team came out admitting that Devin Haney is the A side. Fighters usually never do that, but the reason why Ryan and his team did, it's due to the fact it's as clear as day. Meanwhile, the haters will try to debate you otherwise when this is not up for debate. It's an open and shut case. Statistically speaking, Devin Haney is the A side because he makes more money than anybody, not named Tank. Devin last fight, he made more money than Shakur, he made more money than Ryan, so on and so forth. On top of all of that, Devin, outside of Tank, is the only one that's fighting on pay-per-view. There's a reason behind that. You rarely can find a fighter who can fight on pay-per-view back-to-back. And you best believe if they end up flopping, they gonna take him off pay-per-view immediately. However, Devin Haney, I could guarantee you this. He will remain fighting on pay-per-view due to the fact his pay-per-view numbers are successful, despite people saying otherwise. Devin versus Loma did 190K. Devin versus Regis did 150K on pay-per-view, according to Eddie Hearn, who was the promoter for the fight. That's why if Devin Haney sold only 50K according to the rumors against Regis, they will immediately take Devin Haney off pay-per-view, like they did with plenty of fighters in the past that fought on pay-per-view and flopped like that. However, the fact that they are not taking Devin Haney off pay-per-view, this proves Devin Haney didn't flop on pay-per-view. He was actually successful, carrying the pay-per-view and the entire arena on his back. Additionally, even if Devin Haney only sold 50K against Regis, let's pretend that was true. That's still more pay-per-views than Ryan, Shakur, Teofimo Lopez, etc., all combined sold during their last fights. Devin Haney outsold all of them combined on pay-per-view. That's why when the fans try to use that as an excuse to why the Gervonta versus Devin Haney fight is not going to happen, that doesn't make any sense at all because Devin Haney sold more pay-per-views than all of Gervonta opponents combined. Devin Haney outsold all of them with that 50K on pay-per-view, including Ryan Garcia. Ryan never fought on pay-per-view outside of the Gervonta fight. However, unlike Ryan, Devin Haney did fight on pay-per-view twice back-to-back on his own. And he sold 190K the first time and 150K the second time. This is why Gervonta versus Devin Haney is the biggest fight in boxing today. Even Gervonta's biggest opponent, Ryan Garcia, he admitted that Devin Haney is a bigger name. He's a bigger star. He's the A side. This is what Ryan's team admitted. Meanwhile, you have the haters still hating, trying to convince you otherwise, even though Ryan's own team admitted Devin Haney is the A side. Furthermore, the reason why Ryan's team admitted that is also due to the fact Devin Haney is over here sending out offers left and right. He has that power, that rare power as a young promoter, the youngest promoter in the game today. In fact, the youngest promoter in boxing, period. Devin Haney has sent contracts to Gary Russell, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Matias, Keith Thurman, and the list goes on and on and on. The crazy part, out of all of these fighters, 90% turned down the fight for their biggest payday. You see, at the moment in time, Devin Haney is overseas in Saudi in the Middle East for a reason. He's negotiating with them directly, and whoever accepts to fight Devin Haney, they also gonna eat too. That's what makes Devin Haney so unique. For example, Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia, so on and so forth, none of these guys are the ones that's gonna get the money from Saudi. Absolutely not. It's Devin Haney who is pulling money from the Middle East. It's Devin Haney who they want to fight over there, which is why Ryan Dad came out and said Devin Haney is the A side, and Ryan himself told Devin the ball is in your court because Ryan knows what time it is. This is why Ryan is almost coming off like he's telling Dev, hey, you better look out for me, bruh. Give me a fair deal over there. Notice how Devin has always fought twice a year. While you have fighters only fighting once a year, some fighters fight once every 2 years. Devin Haney has always been active and consistent, fighting significant fights back to back to back, while getting paid extremely high to do so. I mean, who at 20, 21 years old was making $3 million guarantee already, outside of Devin Haney? Not too many fighters are doing that. Only the rare fighters, the superstar fighters, are doing that. I'm talking about the likes of Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, fighters like that. I believe Ryan at 20, 21 years old was only making $200K a fight, if that, which that also has to do with who you are willing to fight. Devin Haney has been the highest paid, youngest athlete in the sport of boxing from day one because he's been a free smoke fighter. He never turned down any smoke because that's how they get you. That's how the networks get you. They offer you the most money for the guy who you don't want to fight. I saw how Devin Haney negotiate fights. He simply tells the network or whoever, the manager, the promoter, so on and so forth, I don't care about what names you guys want me to fight. Give me the biggest bag for whoever name that is. I don't care who the opponent is. All I care about is who is the most money. So that way they can't get you. They can't offer you somebody you don't want to fight for the most money. They know that don't work with Devin Haney because that's exactly who Devin Haney is going to want to fight. Better yet, Devin Haney was the one who everyone was avoiding anyways. That's how Devin Haney got to the bag. And apparently Ryan Garcia is starting to follow Devin Haney's lead. If you want to get to the bag, you have to fight the biggest money and legacy fights, which is what Ryan Garcia is doing at the moment in time. This is a significant fight. This is a really good fight for Ryan Garcia. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Worst case, Ryan Garcia loses. He makes one of his biggest paydays by far. Then he pursues other mega fights with the likes of Teofimo Lopez, Shakur, even Rolly. All of these fights are 50-50 fights. If not, Ryan is the favorite. Ryan might be favored to beat Teofimo Lopez. That's why Teo turned down the fight with him. Ryan might be the favorite, or that's a 50-50 fight against Shakur. No doubt about it. And against Rolly, obviously, Ryan is the huge favorite in that fight. Like I said before, worst case scenario, Ryan could end up being like Duran. He can lose to all of the fabulous four of his time, from Gervonta, Devin Haney, Shakur, and Teofimo Lopez. All he has to do is beat Rolly or Teo. Guess what? As long as Ryan Garcia fights all of these guys, he's going to be a Hall of Famer with a whole lot of money. Better yet, according to old media standards, he's going to be an all-time great, just like Roberto Duran, who lost to Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, and Benitez. They still say Duran is an all-time great. Even Oscar De La Hoya. He fought everybody, and he lost to a whole lot of bodies. Even then, they still call Oscar De La Hoya an all-time great because a lot of it has to do with fighting the best. If you want to be the best, you have to win. But in Ryan's case, he has his hope insurance. He has the complexion for the connection, just like Oscar and Duran did. Even though they lost, they still went down as an all-time great. Ryan could do the same thing. Since he has the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection, Ryan only has to do 10% of what Devin Haney does, and he will still go down as an all-time great, close to Devin Haney. By the way, if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm really not. For example, Duran lost to every single Fabulous Four fighter. In fact, you can say Duran lost to all of the Fabulous Five, if you want to include Benitez. Even then, you will notice that old media have been ranking Duran above Sugar Ray Leonard and all of the Fabulous Four fighters that beat him, which makes zero logical sense that Duran can lose to all of the four Fabulous fighters. However, he ends up being better than all of them, according to old media. That's why they have him ranked higher. Due to that, as long as Ryan fights all of the best fighters, he doesn't necessarily need to win in order to be considered one of the best by old media. This is how this world works that we are in. Ryan is not just going to end up with a legacy even if he loses to the best. He also going to end up with a whole lot of money. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I feel about my next fight. So my whole thing was I gave the fans an option. And everybody, even if it was close, they wanted me to fight Haney. And that's how I wanted to move. If you guys decide something, I want to do everything in my power to make that happen. Just like you guys wanted me to fight Tank in that time, even though I had to do a lot of things to make it happen, I went and because I want to be a man of my word to you guys, so you guys could trust me. Every time that I say something, I'm going to try to do it. Same thing here. You guys wanted this, and now I'm making it happen. I've been messaging Devin. Devin has at times messaged me back. I messaged Eddie. I messaged everybody you could think of that can help make this fight happen. So, it's looking like it. The only thing that could stop it is him. That's it, because I'm ready to fight. But I'm also ready to make the most fair and honorable deal you can to make a fight happen. So that's where I stand. If he doesn't want that, then that's the only time it won't happen. And guess what? It will be exposed. Because Devin, you want this fight. I want this fight. Tank doesn't want to fight you. I do. Point blank period. I do. So if I want to fight you and you want to fight me, then there you go. It shouldn't change anything. And no,
The guy is good. I like Devin. I like Bill. They know us. We know them. The A side will probably be Haney, of course. There's no question about that.